Grim Reaper. Does this entity really exist? It is said that it guides souls of the dead into the afterlife. The afterlife, a place connects souls with a thin thread which helps the Reaper finds dead souls. A man named Encrid suddenly gets an ability which allows him not to cross over to the afterlife. The ability to cut the cord connecting him to the Reaper seconds before he is taken away. A man who is crazy enough faced the Grim Reaper and laugh at him. The story begins as a bell is rang in the compound. Encrid, the commander of the 4th Battalion, wakes up. He is seen in war as he fights for his life. He uses his shield to block an attack as he is kicked to the ground. He is about to be killed when his luck helps him survive. He is almost pierced by an arrow when he luckily evades it by tripping on a dead body. He is stabbed in the throat as he kneels to his death. Now, this is where things get interesting. Encrid finds himself in the river of souls as he kneels in it. Just then, he wakes up from bed again to the bell ringing in the compound. His day repeats itself over and over again, not being able to avoid the stab that goes to his throat. Anytime he dies, the Reaper tries to talk down on him to make him give up. But Encrid, being the madman he is, wouldn't give up. He repeats his day for the 17th time. He asks one of his squad members named Jackson to take over his shift. He then asks another named Rem to teach him his familiar's technique named the Heart of the Beast. A technique that makes your heart and mind stronger, making one fear neither his opponent or the opponent's weapon. His days repeat until the 20th time when Encrid finally manages to avoid the sword stab, but he still gets killed. We see a smile on his face as he looks insane. He wakes up again, ready to break the wall ahead of him with vigor and wit. He continues to train with Rem, mastering both the Heart of the Beast and the stab that killed him many times before. He goes into the battlefield again as he memorizes all that would happen. He uses a shield to block attacks and uses a shin guard to protect his leg from being cut off. He is seen in a standoff between himself and the stabber. They charge at each other when Encrid blocks with his sword. He uses his foot to throw sand into the stabber's eyes. The stabber attacks when Encrid using the same stabbing technique to destroy the sword of his attacker. He kills the enemy that has killed him for over 40 times. Just when Encrid decides to take a breather, he is kicked by a frog. A warrior race that lives and dies for war. As weak as Encrid is, he stands no chance. Rem sees this and quickly takes his axes and moves to help his squad leader. Encrid is about to be killed by a sword when Rem hits the sword away. They exchange attacks as we see another enemy about to stab Encrid. Jackson comes in and cuts off the enemy's head. Both Rem and the frog know that they would have to put their lives on the line if they were to fight. The frog sees no reason to risk his life as he leaves. The squad members continue to protect Encrid as they surround him. After some time, Encrid wakes up in the infirmary as we see Rem sitting by him. Jackson comes later as he gives Encrid a cream to use on his wounds. Cries, Auden and Ragna are all squad members who came to see Encrid. Encrid is sharing the infirmary with 2 other guys when an elf comes in and asks of Encrid. The elf leaves as we see that one of the guys is called Vengeance and the other is called Krang. Vengeance starts complaining about they are not being fed when Encrid decides to go to train. He has a little chat with Krang as he goes to bed. He wakes up the following day as he hears Vengeance complaining about they not being fed. That was when it dawned on Encrid. He had been killed when he was asleep, making the day repeat itself. He suspects the elf to be the culprit because elves are quick on their feet. He decides not to sleep and just stay on the bed with his eyes open. Without a sound, a poisonous needle is struck to his neck. He struggles to get up as he sees Vengeance dying. He then sees Krong's chest being stabbed as he dies. Just then, the elf comes in as this proves Encrid's suspicion. After a few repetitions, he tried shouting, but he was killed. He even tried hiding and was still killed, and other ways such as searching the whole camp for unfamiliar faces. He feels helpless, but goes to Jackson, a squad member who specializes in assassinations. Jackson says that he is going to help him train to get eyes in the back of his head. Jackson teaches Encrid to use his ears to isolate the sounds in the atmosphere, which would give him a peculiar vibrational frequency to focus on. Encrid failed several times, dying over and over again. He continues to train and sharpen his hearing as it gets better. He finally dodges the poison needle as he swings his sword, saying to himself that, "You are no longer a faceless death." The assassin attacks from the front when Encrid dodges. He sees the elf coming from behind as he moves to stab her. The assassin throws more poison darts as the elf uses her hood to hit the darts away. Encrid moves to stab the assassin as he blocks the attack. The assassin runs away when the trio burn down the tent to clear any traces on the assassination. Encrid wakes up in his squad's tent. He moves to train his body alongside Auden, a warrior who uses martial arts. Rem pushes Ragna to the ground, asking him to go do his chores. Ragna stands up whilst holding his sword. Rem also picks up his axe when Encrid comes and calls Rem for a duel. They fight as Rem ends the duel by pushing Encrid to the ground. The following day, we see Encrid and 6 more guys asked to go on a scouting mission. Andrew is placed in charge of the team as he is rude to Encrid. Only Henri, a hunter who retired to be a soldier, treated him in a good way. They get to an area with tall grass. Encrid widens his senses as he hears the stomp of a wild cat. He commands everyone to go down as they try to escape from spear guards that outnumber them. Repetitions pass as Encrid manages to find a secret the spear soldiers have been hiding. They had been guarding a spell which would be used in a war. Encrid has had enough of Andrew's incompetent leadership. He asks for a duel when he decides not to use a sword. Andrew attacks when Encrid uses his hand to parry the sword and uses a punch to defeat Andrew in one shot. Encrid takes command and asks Henri to shoot an arrow in a direction. He shoots when it hits an enemy soldier. Encrid's plan is to rather ambush the enemy this time around. The massacre begins as we see an enemy soldier about to kill the wild cat. Encrid kills the soldier instead, saving the wild cat. They manage to reach the enemy camp in the night. They divide themselves into 2 groups. One group will set the spell flags on fire when the other will draw the enemy's attention. Encrid is about to throw a torch into the flag when his hope starts to fade. We see a huge soldier standing beside Encrid as he cuts the torch off. Encrid sees the soldier to be defenseless as he moves with a stab. The soldier, who is named Hurrier, parries the attack as they continue to fight. Encrid is being overwhelmed by Hurrier's attacks as the Hurrier sees that the fire is spreading to the other flags, which will draw the spell creation time back. He prioritizes the flags and asks Encrid to leave. The team find their way back as they quickly get out of the enemy's territory. Encrid reports to the elf when the team also thanks him for getting them back home safely. Encrid is seen training with the sword when Ragna, the best swordsman among the squad, comes and asks Encrid whether he wants to learn the way of the sword. The look on Encrid's face proves that he is eager for some action. Like and subscribe to watch the next part of the story. To be continued.